Hello and welcome to our live news coming to you from Abuja, the nation's capital. I'm Blessing Ogo. The headlines. Presidency says Tinubu in St. Lucia for diplomatic engagement, not vacation. Edo APC chieftain cautions influencer over anti-government post. Nigeria's Super Falcons soar. The news in details. The presidency has refuted the claim that the president traveled for vacation, confirming that President Bola Tinubu's visit to St. Lucia is for strategic engagements. Tinubu arrived in Valesfort, St. Lucia early Sunday. The presidential spokesman Bayo Onanuga, in a statement, described the claim as misguided, mischievous, and uninformed. He said the president's trip is aimed at strengthening diplomatic, economic, and cultural ties between Nigeria and countries in the global south, where new pathways for infrastructure development, educational cooperation, youth empowerment, and diplomatic exchange is expected. A chieftain of the ruling All Progressives Congress in Edo State, Frankie Are, has urged the social media influencer to stop publishing hate-filled content against Governor Monday Okpebholo. Are claimed that the influencer had posted over 30 videos scandalizing the governor. In a statement in Benin City, Are called on him to abandon his perceived hatred for the governor. According to Are, the influencer's activities are capable of causing the breach of peace in the state if left unchecked. The Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Benjamin Kalu, has called for a shift in Africa's international trading pattern, which currently sees the continent's trading of 80% of its raw materials to the rest of the world. This is just as Kalu, a chieftain of the All Progressives Congress, representing Bender Federal Constituency, Abia State, also advocated a deliberation of economic partnership agreements with the European Union to drive the continent's industrial policy space. The Deputy Speaker made the call during a meeting with a member of European Parliament, Fabio De Masi, on the sidelines of his working visit to the European Parliament in Brussels, Belgium. He stated that with only 15% of Africa's trade being intercontinental, while staggering 80% of its exports remain raw commodities, it is imperative to emphasize the renegotiation of these EPAs to incorporate value chain. The National Health Insurance Authority has sanctioned 49 health care facilities and 47 health maintenance organizations in 2024 over violation of its operational guidelines, the agency said. In a statement signed by the authority's acting director of Media and Public Relations, Emmanuel Ononopono, noted that the key issues recorded in the complaint against HCFS were unavailability of medicines, denial of services, out-of-pocket payment for COVID services, and non-provision of payment narrations. For the HMOs, it said the issues were related to delays or denials of referral authorization codes, delays in settlement of agreed reconciled payments, refusal to monitor quality assurance in facilities. These were some of the highlights of the 2024 Annual Complaints Report produced by the Enforcement Department of the NHIA under Acting Director Enforcement, Dr. Abdulwahid Habib Abdullahi. The reports were issued in compliance with the NHIA Act 17 of 2022, which requires NHIA to establish mechanisms for receiving and resolving complaints by members of the schemes in healthcare facilities. In all, a total of 3,507 complaints were handled during the period, out of which 2,929 complaints, 84%, majority of which were against HCFS, were resolved. Speaking on the coalition and remobilization of refineries, Ismail Abdulgafar, the chief executive head, PSGL, and MX Oil said, best chances of NNPCL remaining retail is superlative to others. Rehabilitation and partnership with other oil refineries and producing sectors would enable oil production expand largely and curb fuel subsidy reproach.
Before now, we had the Port Harcourt refinery, Warri refinery, Kaduna refinery, which weren't really functional. They haven't been functional for years. So the country relied mainly on importation or solely on importation. But now that the Dangote refinery has come upstream, that has complemented the president's decision or announcement on the subsidy removal, and also you have someone like BUA also constructing his own refinery. It's actually a big one as well. Yes, you can't compare it to the Dangote refinery, but it's a big one. Having Dangote, having BUA, having the new licensed refineries coming up, you realize that there's going to be a lot of competition. The NNPC refineries have been existing for so many years, and there's been times where they come up with rehabilitation of these refineries, but they spend so much rehabilitating and nothing still happens. So when you have the private companies stepping in, of course, it's going to be a big competition to NNPC. And as you would know, NNPC has gone fully retail as well. So I feel personally that it's better for NNPC itself to just be in partnership with these refineries and just remain retail rather than refining. As a matter of fact, it would be good for NNPC to, privatize the refineries that work. Private take complete control and let them just be a regulatory body.
Popular media personality Frank Adoho has confirmed the end of his second marriage to Sandra Oyenuchenoya. Adoho, who was previously married to broadcaster Catherine Obiang, with whom he shares 3 children, ended his first marriage in 2010 after 7 years. After he married Sandra in 2013, the couple welcomed their first child in 2014 and a second in 2016. However, the union quietly came to an end. Speaking during a recent appearance on the Tea with Tay podcast, the 52-year-old former host of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire described the breakup as devastating. While he did not go into specific reasons for the separation, Frank Adoho hinted that his approach to the relationship may have contributed to the outcome. Maybe I'm not good at marriage, I must confess. The 2 women I had been married to are not my soulmates. The love of your life is the person who comes to your mind when you think of love. But your soulmate is someone who understands you even before you express yourself, and you naturally align with them, he said. And now to sports. Nigeria enjoyed a commanding 3-1 win over rivals Ghana in their last friendly ahead of the Women's Africa Cup of Nations WAFCON. The Super Falcons raced into a 3-goal lead before Ghana pulled one back. It took 34 minutes for Nigeria to get in front as Chiwendu Ihezuo netted for her side. 10 minutes later, Bay FC's Azizat Oshoala doubled the scoreline for the West Africans. And on the foreign scene, propelling to boost trade relations between Nigeria and its Indonesian counterpart, the Nigeria-Indonesian Chamber of Commerce and Industry (NICCI), in collaboration with the Indonesia Trade Promotion Center (ITPC) and their Indonesian embassy in Nigeria, has announced plans to host the 2025 Indonesian Joint Expo. The organizers said that the Joint Expo focuses on trade, while the Nigerian Investment and Trade Forum will focus on driving foreign direct investment into Nigeria. Speaking at a press conference to announce the upcoming events in Lagos, Ishmael Balogun, president of the Nigerian Indonesian Chamber of Commerce and Industry (NICCI), said the Business and Trade Expo is a pivotal event fostering international economic collaboration between Nigerian businesses and those of Indonesia. According to Balogun, the Indonesian Joint Expo, which is the 40th edition, will take place from 15th October through to the 19th, while the Nigerian Indonesian Investment and Trade Forum will commence on the 21st of October 2025. For more news, follow us on all social media platforms and live television. We've come to the end of the news. Thank you for listening. This is Alive News. My name is Blessing Ogwo.